Hello, my name is Tony Marzetti, and this is part 2 of the beginner video for Yo-Yo Canada. In this video, we're going to cover some other beginner tricks and beginner tips for you. In the second part of the video, I'm going to start off some very fun and easy to do picture tricks. The first trick I'm going to do is ice cream cone. It's a very fun, easy trick to do for beginners. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off, I'm going to show you with a dead yo-yo. So I'm going to kill the yo-yo. What you're going to do is with your thumb, your index, and your middle finger of your non-throw hand, you're going to wrap the string around it twice. And what you actually want to do is, you want to do it in the middle, you want to start off in the middle, and you want the middle part of the string right here to touch your thumb and go into it. And then you're going to wrap around once and twice, and then pinch the string with your thumb and your middle finger of your throw hand. And you'll actually get an ice cream cone. Trick star. This is exactly like ice cream cone because it's a picture trick. And I'm going to do the exact same way I did ice cream cone. So I'm going to start off with a dead yo-yo and then just kind of show you do it with a string. So dead yo-yo, and what you're going to do is with your throw hand, you're going to put it into the string, your thumb of your non-throw hand, that is. You'll put it into the string and almost kind of grab it. You almost want kind of like a notch in your thumb to grab it. And then what you're going to do with your throw hand, you're going to take your throw hand pinky and grab the string. So now you get this actual like triangle thing going on. And then here's one of the tricky parts. You're going to take your non-throw hand index finger and put it into the string. So then you'll get that. But the key thing I'll watch out for is when you're putting your non-throw hand index finger into the string, you'll get this. And this is bad. You'll actually get like kind of the string crossing right here. So what you want to do is, when that happens, you want to twist it. You want to untwist it so it ends up like that. So this is what you should get. This is basically almost the end of the trick. But here's a really, really tricky part. You want to take your thumb of your throw hand, push it into the string, and very quickly, because it gets kind of like weird geometric shape going on here, and that's fine. This is what it should look like. But the really kind of crucial part is that you take your non-throw hand, your throw hand index finger, and you put it into the string and lift up above the first string. Will come by this string, so you want to lift up over that, and then when you're pulling up, you kind of want to straighten out your hands, and you should get the star. Going with the flow, we're going to do another picture trick. So this is actually called Jamaican flag. And there's some different variations on it. Some people actually call it the Xbox 360 so they can like turn it around and it'll form like this really cool Xbox thing you can get going on. But I'm just going to show you do Jamaican flag for right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a dead yo-yo. And you're going to take your the three fingers of your non-throw hand, and you're going to grab the string. So you'll get something like that going on. And then once you've grabbed that, you're going to do the same thing with your throw hand, and then again with your non-throw hand. And the one key thing that people usually mess up on is they will grab the string again with their throw hand, and you don't want to do that. What you actually want to do is you want to take your pinky of your throw hand and grab the string. And then you get the Jamaican flag. And last picture trick, which everyone loves, which is going to be really, really fun, Eiffel Tower. Very fun, easy trick, and a lot of people ask you to do it, and it's great. So here's what you're going to do. As I said, I'm going to do the same thing that I do with every other picture trick. So I'll start off with a dead yo-yo and show you do it with a string. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to basically make an L with your non-throw hand, and you're going to put it into the string. So you'll actually get that. It's not really that impressive, but it's still pretty cool. And then what you're going to do is you're going to twist. You're actually going to have your hand, and you're going to slowly twist the string. And then if you look carefully, it's on the outside first off, and then when you twist, it's actually pushing. Your finger is actually going to the inside of your finger is actually touching the string. So then what you'll get is you'll get kind of this thing going on. And what you want to do once you get like this is take your thumb and go underneath the string, so you almost get what's kind of like a time thing going on here. And then this is a really tricky part that a lot of people don't get. You're going to pinch the string with your non-throw hand index and thumb. At the same time, the loop that you have going on here that's between your non-throw hand index and thumb is actually going to grab onto the string once you pull through, so you'll get that. And then all you have to do is once it's pulled through is just lightly move your hand down and you'll get the Eiffel Tower. Breakaway is an essential trick to the rest of the tricks you're going to do in like the advanced and expert. So breakaway, all you're going to do is you're going to have your hand, and you're actually going to do a sleeper to the side. So when you throw the yo-yo, you're going to literally throw it to the side, and it will come over to about your old panel. You throw it. It should come around and go almost to your hip. So watch it very carefully. I'm going to throw the yo-yo to my side, and it's going to come around. And it should come up fairly high, because you're going to, you want to get kind of used to it. And that's basically breakaway. Now, the key thing with breakaway is that when you get into the advanced tricks, you really have to have a good breakaway, because you're going to do really tricks that you need to put a lot of momentum on your breakaway to get around your fingers. That's the only real tip I have for this trick. And the next trick we're going to do is UFO. UFO, a classic, really great yo-yo trick. Now, this is a very tricky trick just for the fact that you almost have to throw it kind of like an awkward boomerang frisbee throw going on. So what you almost want to do is, if the camera will zoom in on my hand, is you're going to have your throw hand index finger up against the side of the yo-yo, your thumb on top of the gap, and your throw hand middle finger on the bottom. So you're literally holding it to the side. Now, the key thing about this is when you throw it to the side, you're going to have to instantly grab it with your non-throw hand. And you're going to grab it using the same kind of gap you did with Eiffel Tower. You're going to make an L shape. So you're going to take this and you're going to throw it to the side, and you're going to just kind of pinch it. So watch very, very carefully. Throw it to the side and pinch. And then you get a UFO. And to end this trick, you throw up and grab. And that's UFO. What I'm going to show you is front mount. When you're doing the trick elevator, you're basically doing the front mount, but there's one key thing you're missing out on. When you're doing elevator, you're just having the string in the gap. Front mount, all you're going to do is take your hand and then put it in there like that. This is actually really essential, as I said, for the next tricks you're going to do, which is the advanced tricks. So that's basically how you do front mount. Trick, pop the clutch. It's a very funny trick to do, and your friends will love it. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to show you the trick to the side, because the actual trick is goes over your back. So what you're going to do for this trick exactly is, you're going to throw a sleeper, put it over your back, and then what you're actually going to do is, you're going to take your hand and just kind of and don't get discouraged if you don't make the trick the first time, because it's actually a really hard trick to learn. And when you're doing this trick, it's actually very important not to be around your parents' valuables or glass, because it might come off and break that glass or valuable. And that's the rest of the beginner tricks. I hope